are not good with presentation skills in general, is that considered like should you treat that weakness as a sin? Because what kind of weakness are you talking about in this context?
Okay, sin, I will define it this way. Anything that's not done out of faith is sin. That's one definition. Another thing is that it falls short of the perfect standard of God. A skill in itself is amoral, which means that a skill is neutral. Yeah, I know how to use computer. I can use a computer to hack into another system and break down and steal things from the World Bank. That's different from I use the computer to come up with a PowerPoint to bless people. So a skill in itself is not a weakness. So I won't classify a skill set as a weakness. Weakness connotes morality. Weakness connotes an inclination towards something. But how the inclination turns out is then dependent on your character. So inclination, I have an inclination to be very direct with people. Example. Okay, so how do I use that inclination? I could be very direct and scold you to your face until you cry. That is one way of using it. I could just tell you and pointedly tell you that, brother, this is wrong with your knife. That's being very direct. Motives for both are different, and I evaluate the actions, therefore, against the word of God. Then I know whether it is a sin.
So the first one is the weakness of skill, the other one is the weakness of character.
I'm talking purely about weakness of character. So if we can locate everything in the context of character, that will be very helpful. So that we don't look at it as a, I can do PowerPoint better than him, therefore he has sinned. No. And
we just add, I will quote to you from a few verses. Romans chapter 7, verse 19. For what I do is not the good I want to do. The evil I do not want to do this, I keep on doing. My point is this, and let me just go to one more verse. Essentially, it's this: the good that you know that you ought to do, right, but yet do not do it, right? You have sinned. The good that you know that you should do, right, but yet you do not do it. You withhold it from people, right? You have sinned, right? You have withheld what could be good from people. So, of course, I mean, you talk about presentation, right? Is that the good that you ought to do? Now, let me ask you, why do you do your presentation badly? Is it out of some fears within your life? Is it because you didn't handle that fear well enough? And if you have not, if you have been told, if you have learned that you need to handle this fear well, and you have been challenged by God before to handle this fear well enough, and if you fail at doing that, even through a mundane task like buying cai for your family, right? Or, like for example, sometimes my nature is I don't like to bargain, right? I don't like to, talk too much with whoever is selling me something or I'm buying something. Also, sometimes I realize that it's something within me, it's a weakness. I'm not allowing my character to control this aspect of weakness within me. It's my right, I should stand for it. I should talk a bit more. I should say that, hey, no, I want it to be this way. I want it to be this way. I want it to be this way. So even for such a mundane thing as buy type or mundane thing as presentation, it can be a very mundane and harmless thing. But what does it show about me within? And that's the key thing. If I'm responding out of fear, out of insecurity, then God has a problem with it, within me. And I'll call it, for me, I'll call it a sin. Right? Because I know that the good I ought to do, I don't do it. I'm not having it. I've fallen short from the perfect standard of God. Okay, we don't have time, but we just take one or two more questions.